Okay, so today we start one of the important thing for your semester, that is the concept of structure, union and enumerations. The concepts are very simple, but the thing is that since that are, I think, coming in a semester, so you should know. And also there is one important thing that is called linked list, that is very much helpful when you are dealing with the data structure, because there is a thing that is called linked list. So if you want to implement the linked list, then you need the concept of structure, because in the next semester actually you have to implement the data structure algorithm by using C. So the thing is that why we need structure, because what we need that array, what we need that array is a collection of same type of element, that is array is a, you can say, collection of same type means homogeneous type of element, same type of element. But what we know that in real life we may need to group different types of logically related data, like that if you want to create a record of a person that contains say name, age, height, we cannot use array because all the three data elements are of different type. Because the person's name, you can say I want to store the details of the persons. So what we have to store, we have to store the person name, we have to store the person age, we have to store the person's height, right? So we cannot use array because all the three data elements are of different types. So to store these related fields of different data types, we can use structure, and of course that is capable of storing heterogeneous data. Now the question is, how can you write a structure? That means in that particular case, what we can say about that, we can say about that how can we store that particular thing. Say, let us example of structure. So I have to use the keyword which is struct, and say the, this is the information of the student that I need to store. So it will, you can say, store a character. This should be an array which contain say 20 this, and the thing is that another thing, you can say integer, this is a roll number, and say the marks is in float. Float, this is, you can say, the marks. So here we declare, you can say, the students. This one is a structure. For that what we have to use, you have to use this struct data type. And the thing is that here we declare the name of the student, say maximum, the length of the string may be 20. So, and roll number is integer and the marks is in float. So this is a structure. So what we understood here, this student, you can take any name, here student, that is the structure tag. This one is the structure tag, and there are three members of the structure, and you can say there are three members. There are three member structure. That means structure has this type of elements. So this is called structure template, and you can, the structure template that can be, you can say, declared either globally or you can say locally. That means it can be placed before all functions. It can be placed before all functions in the program, or it can be locally present in a function. That means if the template is global, then it can be used by all functions, and when it is local, then it can only used by this particular function. Now the thing is that this is a template. So when you have to write this particular template, you just understood no memory will be allocated. যখন আমরা এই রকম template declare করছি, that means no memory is been allocated, no memory. So if you want to allocate this memory, then you have to use that type of variables. That means if I am writing like that struct students this, that means no memory has been allocated. But if we write like that, that means if we write, you can say struct this particular student, and I am writing this, that means the character name, integer, this roll number, float, this marks, and after completion of this bracket, if we write st1, stu2, stu3, then there are three structures variables. That means these are the variables of type. That means what we can say, this and this are, you can say, variables of, you can say these are the variables of type struct student, and until and unless you are not declaring any variable, no memory will be allocated, no memory that will be allocated, right? So you should understood the basic thing, until and unless we will got that no memory that will be allocated. So the thing is that, so this is the struct student, and you can say there are three things, one is character, one is integer, and one is float, and you can say this is stu1, stu2, stu3. Now the another thing, this is the one type of representation, that means this is the one type of representation by which you can declare the structure. Otherwise you can also declare like that, that means you can say I can also declare like that, that means struct, I can write like the student, that will be globally declared, and there are character, whatever be the name, and you can say the integer, say roll number, and say float, you can say marks, like that. And the thing is that, and after that what we can say, I can write like that, that means I can write, you can say struct student, you can say stu1, stu2, I can write like this, struct student stu1, stu2, or you can write like that, struct, you can say student stu3, like that. That means you can write also, otherwise you can write here, or you can write declare separately. Now you can give the direct marks, that means what I am declare here, I am just here declaring the corresponding, you can say I am just declaring here the structures variables, right, but I am not initializing any memory, right, I am not initializing any memory. So the thing is that since we are not initializing any memory, then how can we initialize the structure variable? If we want to initialize the corresponding structure uh, uh, variable, then I can write like that, I can write stu1, I can say the name of the student, you can say this, and say the thing is that roll numbers, and I can give the marks, like that. So the thing is that we can write this thing, that means whenever you declare, in that particular case, in the previous case what will happen, we will declare these structures variables, right, we will declare this structure variable. So what the amount of memory that it takes, this is a 20, so that will take 20 byte, this roll number that will take 4 byte, if I am taking this is, that means the total 28 byte memory that would be allocated when we write this std1, that means for that 20 byte memory, for that 28 byte memory, for that 28 byte memory. That means my point is that যখন তুমি জাস্ট স্ট্রাকচার এই প্রোটোটাইপটা ডিক্লেয়ার করছো তখন কিন্তু কোনো মেমোরি অ্যালোকেশন হচ্ছে না। বাট কখন মেমোরি অ্যালোকেশন হচ্ছে, যখন তুমি এই স্ট্রাকচার ভেরিয়েবলস গুলোকে ডিক্লেয়ার করছো তখনই কিন্তু মেমোরি অ্যালোকেশন হচ্ছে। তার মানে তুমি যদি এইরকম ভাবে লেখো লাইক দ্যাট, সে ইউ ক্যান সে স্ট্রাক্ট, I can write student, and within this say you want to allocate something, that means character name, and you can say integer roll number, and you are just writing like that float marks equals to say 99. That is invalid, that is invalid. You cannot initialize because there is no variable name marks and no memory is allocated while declaration of the structure type. So if the number of the initializer that is less than the number of members, then the remaining members are initialized with 0. Like that, what I am saying, তুমি ধরো এখানে লিখলে stu1 and I am just writing like a debayan, and the rest of the thing are automatically filled up with the 0, right? So the thing is that that will happening. So this is called, you can say,